All right, so today I'm very excited to bring you this great new system I came across at the BCA Expo. It was developed by a few gentlemen, and it's called Illuminated Cueing Arts. Now, as you can see, I have a keyboard here. It's just it's a wireless keyboard, and you can see my drill laid out on the table right now. So this would be my object ball. If you ever see the image up on the rail, what that's telling you is the ball is frozen to the rail. So in this particular drill, what it's doing is I'd have my object ball right here, and then I would start off cue ball position number 1, and I'd go ahead and I might take my shot. Then I'd move to cue ball position 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has 14 different positions for the cue ball location. Now again, this comes preloaded with a ton of drills, and then there's also downloadable drills that you could purchase. So it operates just like a computer. Like here, you see this little text box. I'd click on it, and it would give me the information for that drill. As you can see, pocket object ball 1 from cue ball positions 1 through 14 into the corner pocket right here. So you have the arrow indicating it. It's really endless. I go back in there, I click it again, and that text will disappear. I can use these up and down arrow keys on the keyboard to scroll through drills. So here's another drill and another one. Let me get these out of the way so you can see even better. And there's just various drills on here. And again, like I said, there's various modules. All right, so this one is designed for practice drills. So instead of using those binder reinforcements, you know, that you put all over the table and trying to remember what reinforcement is for what drill, this system is just awesome. You know, I do a lot of in-home lessons, and this works out great for me. Here's another great drill. As you can see, I'd have my object ball right over here, cue ball position 1 up here, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 would be, again, frozen to the rail right there. That would be the position. So I'm using this little mini pull cue. You know, it's just more novelty than anything as my pointer, so it works great, you know, for this particular setup right now. So again, let me show you some of the capabilities of this system. What I love about it, I could go ahead and here, so I pull up the menu, it gives me all my information here. I want to clear the table. I just go and clear, hit it, boom. Now let's say I want to practice safety drills. I go over to load. Now here's all my drills that I have in this system. Well, I shouldn't say it. This is one menu. So here's a safety challenge. All right, this was a downloadable module that I purchased. I'm going to load that. Let's load the first drill. Now, as you can see, look how detailed that is. I mean, it just gives me an awesome amount of information. Here's my cue ball position. Here's the speed that they're recommending that I take the shot. Here is the tip position on the cue, which is extremely valuable information. So as you can see here, I'm 1 tip up and a 1/4 tip to the left on the cue ball. And then this layout showing a 2 ball and a 3 ball over here. So I'm just going to happen to have the 2 and the 3 right there. And let me set it up real quick so you can get an idea. They're showing that that would be my ball position, and there's my 2 and 3 ball. So what this drill is showing me, if I go ahead, I place the cue ball on, you know, cue ball position 1, I go ahead and take this shot. the object of it, and it's a great detail. Again, the lines are marked, object ball shows a position over here. If I go ahead and take this shot, following the directions that are here, which are self-explanatory, even you can mark the cue ball path. When that cue ball comes up and travels this line, it's gonna hit that object ball. I wanna get behind the 2 and 3, and that cue ball is gonna travel down, hit the rail, and come out in this direction. Let's move on to another one. I just want to scroll through and show you all the examples of the modules that are, the drills, I should say, within each module. So here's another one set up. All right, 2 and 3 ball over here, cue ball here, object ball here. Now we're coming down to the right side of the table. Before we were bringing the cue ball down the left side of the table. What I love about this is it's so simple. I could just click on the keyboard over here. If I click V for vertical, it's a shortcut. You see how it flips in on the table? You can't do this with binder reinforcements. It would take you hours and hours, and again, you'd have hundreds of reinforcements on the table. So for me, this system has been invaluable. Now I can also go back to the originals. Orientation on the table. I can also hit H for horizontal, and it totally reversed the drill on the table. So again, it's just an awesome drill. I shouldn't say drill, an awesome system, but this drill I love. I love practicing safety. Since I downloaded it, I spent hours practicing safety. So you could win so many games against a better opponent practicing safeties. If you could execute them, it's the potential is endless. Here's another drill. I'm just flipping through, show you, everything that's available within this system. Let me get these balls off the table so it's not obstructing the actual view that you're seeing. So again, everything's done with the keyboard. All right. Yes, it is a projector. So I have a small little device that's plugged into the projector. The software is loaded on that device. It comes with the keyboard. You have to purchase the projector separately. They give you the recommendations for the proper projectors. You can't just take a $100 eBay projector and hook it up to this and expect it to show detail like this. So I just want everybody to be aware. It's not an inexpensive system, but the amount of value that I think you get from it is just priceless. So again, you can see all these drills, and you'll see after a few seconds, it times out and the text box will disappear. Now, you could also take, and this is what I love, go back to table. I'm going to clear it and just show you how easy it is to lay out a drill. All right, so as you can see, I brought up the menu, and it's so simple. And again, they're doing an update in the next week or two, from what I'm told, and this will all be done with shortcuts. You won't have to use your mouse and right click anymore. So again, another great feature. So let's say I want to, there's all the balls. I could go ahead and move this. I want to pick the cue ball. You can see I'll pick the 6 ball and the 14 ball. All right, so now I'm out of that menu. You can see that the cue ball, it always drops it down in this corner. There's the 6 ball, the 14 ball. Now, this is what's amazing of this system. I could grab that cue ball and place it anywhere on the table that I want. So let's say I put the cue ball down over here. You know what, I'm gonna do this one right here. Put the cue ball right over here. Put the 14 ball just off to that side pocket. And put the 6 ball down over here. All right, so I just laid out the 3 balls. And again, you could pick the entire rack and place it throughout the table. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on that cue ball, right click, and you see it says track. I hit track, a little line comes up. and I could point in that exactly where I want you to hit on that 14 ball. All right, I could move it all around, could do anything with it, really. So let's say I just, keep it right there. So now you see, I just set the track. Here's my aiming point, all right? Now I could go ahead and let's say I wanted to have a target zone. There's the shortcut on here. Just hit the T on the keyboard and it brings up a target. I grab that target, I move it anywhere I want. I can right click on it, click resize. It brings up those arrows to where I could totally resize this in any way I want. Now there's circle targets, triangles, I believe polygram, and you could load your own targets. So if you find a cool design you want to use, feel free. So again, I could take that, place that anywhere on the table and say, okay, here's my shape zone. All right, I want to sink that 14 ball, bring the cue ball into this area, so I pretty much got a straight in shot from this 6 ball. Again, here I'll put a track mark, or I should say track line. You can see it goes right to the corner pocket. And look how simple that is. I mean, I just laid that out in basically a minute. All right, so cue ball, my 14 ball position after I make contact with the 14 to get on my 6 ball. I could bring up text box. I could add text to it if I want to go ahead. All right, I could load, here's the circle, all right? If we didn't want to use that triangle, so I could get rid of that triangle, replace it with a circle. Again, I could go ahead and resize the circle. So like I said, it's an awesome, awesome system. So I just went ahead and did that. Now I could go ahead and I could edit a label. So right within that circle, when I right clicked on it, you knew I was talking about that. I just put target. All right, so another great thing about this, you go ahead and let me bring it up over here. So wherever you right click, wherever you put that pointer, that mouse, and you right click, that's where the menus are gonna come up. So let's say I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna save this. I go ahead and name it whatever I want, save, boom, and then it's there. I'm gonna cancel it, and I'm gonna clear the table to show you that's how you reset. All right, so here's another one I wanted to show you real quick. I brought up the menu. Let's just say I'm gonna grab the cue ball and the 9 ball. All right, so it drops the balls on the table. I'll grab them, bring them down to where you can see them. Here's the cue ball, and here's the 9 ball. All right, so this is the shot I'm gonna take. Now, if you just put the mouse over your object ball and click on it, you'll see it'll bring up the ghost ball position and also my target line. So I click again and I lock it in. So as you can see, as soon as I clicked on it, it put the ghost ball and my target line. Great feature. I mean, real simple. If I go ahead and put the mouse on the cue ball, click on it as well, gives me a target line. And you see, as soon as I brought it, watch this, as soon as I bring it into the ghost ball position, and I click on it, it automatically brings up my tangent line. And you can see where it says 36. As you adjust it, that's telling you the angle. I could grab it and adjust it. You can see that, let's say this one, I'm shooting at a 45-degree angle from here to here, this angle over here. So again, really, really awesome. You know, I could grab that, move that around the cue ball. And then if I want, I could just right click, go to table, save, and then I can name this particular drill. And I'll have it for future reference. I'll be able to load it instantly. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up some of the other drills. So I go to table, load a drill. Here's all my drills. I go back to my main menu. Structured aiming, the starter module. Let me go to drill number 1, and you can see what the layout is. All right, it's great detail, great drills. This module is included. I'll scroll through some of them so you can get an idea of what's included. So, and it's absolutely, an amazing system. It's endless. Just think of all the binder reinforcements you'd have on the table to, try to recreate something like this. It'd be totally confusing. So again, for me, for my students, I'll scroll through a few more so you can get an idea. And these are for pattern play, all right? So it's like a 12-ball challenge. So there's 12 balls on the table, and, you're trying to execute all the drills. Here's another good one for structured aiming. All right, so we have the cue ball positions 1 through 5. My object ball would be over here, and that's the path that I'm going into the side pocket. So again, very self-explanatory. I want to bring you up. What I love about it is I'm going to load another drill, and I want to find where I set up. Here we go. I set up some warm-up drills. These are drills that I created and I saved. So these are for my students. So when they come over, and I could even create a folder for a particular student. So you could create your own folder. And again, remember, I'm giving lessons, so this is invaluable to me. But for just setting up your own drills, you could take the books that you have that had drills laid out, recreate them on the table and save them. You never have to look at the book again. That is invaluable. That's priceless. Again, those reinforcements, you never have to use them again. So let's say that this was the 6-ball. This is showing, 6-ball. You can put anything there. Obviously, cue ball there. I just want to get that object ball in the corner pocket, and here's my shape zone. All right, I'm giving them, I'm just trying to show them what a follow shot is, how to understand how the cue ball, comes off on an angle and at different speeds, and when you use, you move your tip up or down or left or right on the cue ball. So that drill's there, all right? And this is my folder within the system. I can just click on it. There's my next drill, all right? So object ball there, cue ball over here. I'm having them sink that object ball in the corner pocket, get shape over here. So again, I'll scroll through real quick. Here's a draw shot. Object ball would be here, cue ball here. I'm having my students sink that object ball in the side pocket and draw back to that circle right there. I give them the information right here so they could just look at the table as soon as I load the drill, and they can see exactly, what I'm asking them to do. So again, and for individuals that are practicing, all right, automatically. So that information that you create, or that it comes loaded in a module that's down here on the table, that's invaluable. That's, you want to follow that. Here's another one. I'm just showing them, this is more speed control. Come into the rail, come out to the zone. Yes, very basic, but understanding speed control is critical. Here's another one for speed control. All right, this one will be for a follow shot. This one's for, a longer follow shot. Cue ball's over here, object ball's over here. Sink the object ball in that corner pocket, and get the cue ball to land within that zone. So again, these are all drills that I created. All right, here's a leg shot. I lay it out. A lot of students that I get, beginners too, don't know what a leg shot is. But again, these drills that I laid out are to help understand speed control. So let me move this object ball so you can see a little bit better. All right, so that was that same drill, but now instead of a draw shot, let's just say the same layout, now it's a follow shot. Let me go ahead and lay out this drill so you can see. Now, I took this from a book. This is a book I have. Now, think of how much time it would take me for one after the other, all right, to set this up. I'd have to have, a marker where the cue ball is, where my object ball is here, the 2 ball, then over here, the 8 ball, all right? And then something to use as my shape zone on the table. That's just for one simple drill. This happens to be from a book on how to get straight in on the 8 ball, all right? So I copied this to a T, and I gotta give credit to Dominic Esposito. It's from one of his books, so I'm not taking credit for it. But now I have it. I took what was from the book, laid it on the table, and saved it. Pre-designed already. So again, the modules all come pre-designed. They're no-brainers, but I showed you how simple it is to go ahead and do this layout. So again, here's different options laid out on the table for you. So cue ball, object ball, there's my point of contact. If I used low on here, so you can see all the way up here, all right, I use a 1.5 tips below center, my cue ball is going to come out to this position. I'm going to make my object ball, my cue ball is going to come out. If I hit center, which is this diagram here, and it shows you the speed also, my cue ball is going to come out here. If I hit 1 tip, or I should say 1.5 tips, according to the diagram, above center, my cue ball is going to come out to this position. So this is valuable information. Knowing where that cue ball is going to go, depending on how you hit the cue ball. So again, these drills are endless. Here's one, for speed. So you can see the different speed zones, all right? All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's very detailed. I hope it wasn't too complex. Like I said, literally the learning curve for me was probably 35 to 45 minutes. And I had the whole layout, the whole feeling of how this system works and what its true capabilities are. I mean, whatever you can imagine, whatever drill you want, you could drop it on the table. For me, I find that invaluable. I practice every day. I give lessons a few times a week. So for me, the combination of the two, I lay out all my drills. They're all in that system already. I drop them on the table, hit a button, and then I just keep hitting the arrow. Next. I practice it, till I get it right. And it's just great, especially with these track lines. I mean, the detail of it, I could really see how my accuracy is increasing. So again, you could take, drills that you already have in your head or that you're having a hard time with, different shots, whatever it may be, drop it on the table and save it and practice over and over and over, and never have to put anything else on your table. So again, you're gonna need the projector. You have to purchase that separately, but they're not real expensive at all. Especially, I'm using probably the least expensive projector that they recommend for this system. So again, you have any questions, let me know. Leave comments below. Send me an email, eddie@learnbilliards.com. Check out my website, learnbilliards.com. Totally redesigned website. And I'll have all the information available for this system. And any questions that you have, like I said, please feel free to ask. I think you will find this an invaluable system.